So we're here at St. Luke's Cemetery in downtown Marianna with the author of the Battle of Marianna, Mr. Dale Cox.
Yeah, as this battle was underway and the local militia is cornered here in the cemetery behind the church, they're being fired on from three sides. The Union troops have them completely surrounded. A Union officer tries to negotiate an end to this ongoing fight. You know, there's lots of smoke, there's black powder. Anyone who's seen a reenactment knows just, pours out just volumes of smoke. So there's a lot of firing going on. Not many people are being killed or wounded. But he calls for a truce for a moment, and he explains, you're completely surrounded. We don't want to kill you all, even though most of you are not in uniform because you're local lawyers and judges and doctors or whatever. If you surrender and lay down your arms, any of you who we can prove to be Unionists, we will parole. The rest of you, we will treat as prisoners of war, because even though they were not in uniform, that is a significant thing. And so some of them began to lay down their arms. Others, decide no. And so someone literally shoots this officer who's trying to negotiate their surrender. The battle immediately resumes, and firing continues at close range all through this cemetery area. Finally, the militia begins to run out of powder. And so they again call for a truce.
Who does? The
local militia. Yeah. They are led by a captain named Jesse Norwood. He's a former private from the 5th Florida Cavalry. He has no real command experience and is pretty much every person for himself at this point of the battle. So they begin laying down their arms. At this point, members of the USCT, who are infuriated that one of their officers was shot trying to negotiate a surrender, fire a volley into them. It's described in many early 20th century writings as a massacre. What really happened was the town dentist had a finger shot off. No one was killed. No one was seriously wounded in what happened. But at that point, Captain George Maynard, who is from the USCT companies, steps up, he pulls out his revolver and he puts it to the head of one of his own men. And he yells out, "I will blow the brains out of the next man who dares shoot a prisoner." That kind of stops the firing at that point. After the war, Maynard is awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his actions here at St. Luke's Churchyard in Marianna. He also had previously been involved in helping to rescue wounded in the line of fire at Fredericksburg. And so when you see his Medal of Honor citation, it lists both events for his valor under fire and for saving prisoners at Marianna. But there was a Congressional Medal of Honor award for action here at the Battle of Marianna. And when you look at the book Acts of Valor, which was published, after the Civil War, one of the illustrations in there is of Captain Maynard in action at the Battle of Marianna.